Welcome to the first Rotary District 5500 Club Treasurer Training. We are bringing this training to you for the first time online. District 5500 is responding to your requests for more distance learning. We are moving our district into the year 2020. Rotary International has also endorsed online training and has training modules on their website for not only treasurers, secretaries, and even presidents. When you have some time, I recommend you check it out. Rotary.org Learning Center. This presentation is in video format, therefore you can stop and start it at any time. Rewind and even download it to your computer so that you can view it without needing internet service. So let's get started with the first District 5500 Club Treasurer Training. As a club treasurer, you play an important role at your club. As you watch this video, jot down any questions you may have and send them to me. My email address is dvg@rotaryd5500.org. I will get back to you as soon as I have a response. As a treasurer, you manage your club's finances and ensure good financial stewardship. All club treasurers have similar responsibilities. Treasurers should rotate out each year. What that means is a treasurer should not be a treasurer over and over and over again. We want them to create some new leadership, and also we want to be able to have that treasurer step up to a new position in your club. Here are some questions you need to ask yourself. Hopefully by the end of this training, you will have these answers. Your outgoing treasurer and your board can also help you with this. Let's spend a little time reviewing them. Number 1, do you know how your bank accounts are set up? How do club members pay their dues? Can they use a credit card? Also, do you have a budget? How is it established? There are many other questions here. What I want you to be thinking about is, how am I going to move ahead in my year as a treasurer? Start preparing several months before you take office. I'm going to stress this because you're going to need to work with your club's board and the outgoing treasurer, or you could even use someone else who has treasurer training from your club. You need someone with experience to help you move forward. He or she should mentor you before you take on the position and even have some ideas or some tips that you might want to use in your year. The district also has a finance board that would be happy to assist in any way. Always separate your club's charitable and operational funds so that the proceeds from fundraisers are used to support charitable activities. If any fundraisers are intended to benefit specific service efforts, you may also want to create separate project accounts. Discuss this with your board and the past treasurer if you're unclear how to do this. Here are just some of the duties that you will have with your club. Let's spend some time reviewing this list. It's really, really important that you report and pay your taxes on time. You need to collect the dues and the fees from your members. You must keep your board informed of the finances. Don't forget to reconcile and look over your bank statements every month. That's really important. You need to have financial controls. One that comes to mind is that you need to have more than one signature on every check. In this way, both signers are agreeing that this is a proper payment and it's reasonable. This requirement should also be in your club bylaws, and we'll talk about that a little bit later on. It's also a stop guard by having two signatures for any type of fraud, and it sets the right tone of accountability and ethical practices. Reconcile bank statements is extremely critical, as we said before, and always close your accounting records each month. Many clubs now are using QuickBooks, especially QuickBooks Online. I would strongly suggest that your club would look at this application. Let's look at budgets right now. Your budget must be approved before July 1st, which is Rotary's new year. I would strongly recommend that you review the last couple of years' budgets to help you make intelligent decisions on your budget. Once again, you need to file an IRS 990, and I would discuss this with your previous treasurer in case you have any problems. There can be an IRS penalty, so do make sure you get the tax done on time. If you're looking for a budget template, just Google the word budget template for Rotary clubs, and you will find that Rotary International has a form online that you can use. Also, as I mentioned before, many clubs are using QuickBooks now to record their financial information. The online version of QuickBooks is very versatile and has a built-in budget template. Reports are easy to generate using QuickBooks. If you're not sure how to use QuickBooks, you can view, I'm sure, online videos if you were to Google again, QuickBooks online training. There are so many videos out there today. In addition, there may be someone in the district who could help you learn how to use QuickBooks. Look through this list of budget items that you want to include as a vibrant club. Most important is the Rotary International dues, the district dues, President-elect training. President-elect training will have airfare, registration, and lodging. And most importantly, why don't you consider some Rotary signage and banners that are compliant and that make your club look fresh and inviting. Tired signage makes Rotary clubs look old and stodgy. Look over this list. There may be other items that your club needs to budget for. So look over last year's budget. It will be a good reference point for you. Work with your secretary to be certain that your member list is up to date. The RI dues and the district dues are based on the active member list. It's best to go back to Rotary.org, My Rotary, and download the invoice, rather than waiting for them to be emailed to your president or secretary, or yourself. Many times, these emails end up in your spam filter, and you'll miss the deadline. The suggestion is made that you send out the club invoices by June 1st and December 1st, and have the due date of July 1st and January 1st. I want to make a point of this. If your club doesn't pay the invoices promptly, RI could terminate your club's membership, and your club will no longer be able to receive services from Rotary. A club can also be suspended or terminated if any member misuses funds from the Rotary Foundation. Be very careful. Here is some good information about Club Runner. Club Runner will synchronize your data with Rotary.org, but you must set this up in Rotary.org. Club Runner is used throughout District 5500. If your club is interested in obtaining Club Runner, there is also a light version which is less expensive and easier to migrate to. Your club can design good-looking websites using Club Runner. We talked earlier about working with your club secretary. Your roster must be kept up to date. If a member perhaps returns to Rotary or an existing Rotarian relocates to your club, remember to look for their existing Rotary ID number. It's very important. When you use Club Runner, for example, you can perform a synchronization, and that will compare what you have in your system and what Rotary International has on their system. If perhaps a member does have two Rotary International numbers, call Rotary International immediately and get this taken care of. Here's the number if you want to jot it down. 866-976-8279. It's not very often that we talk about bylaws, but remember, your bylaws are your club's operating manual. They define the size of your board and how it will function, the roles and duties of directors and officers, rules and procedures for holding meetings, electing directors, and even appointing officers. You should have something about conflict of interest policies and procedures. Now, bylaws are not really public documents, but making them readily available increases your accountability and transparency, and it will encourage your board to pay closer attention to them. Your board should review them regularly and amend them according to your organization as it evolves. Be sure your club members' financial obligations are defined correctly. As you know, there are different membership types that could have different costs associated with them. Review your bylaws with your board at least once a year. Some types of clubs have optional meals. Some clubs pay the first 2 years of a new Rotaryorg joining the club. Some are satellite members. You really need to review these bylaws at least once a year. I also would like to add, do you know where your bylaws reside? Are they available somewhere in your cloud or on your website? Check it out. When you're working with district and global grants, there are certain financial requirements. As a treasurer, you should sign up for the online grant seminar developed by our district to fully understand the rules and regulations. As a treasurer, you must know what is necessary. You need to retain all account records pertaining to grants for 7 years. Let me repeat that, 7 years. I strongly suggest that you maintain them in a cloud and not on someone's personal computer. A cloud can be the Google Cloud, Dropbox, it could reside in Club Runner's folder, and even on Microsoft's OneDrive. And there could be others. Always allow access to these documents to others on the board by sharing these files. I can see some of you shaking your head because you don't understand cloud storage. Well, cloud storage sounds like it has something to do with the weather fronts and storm system. It really refers to saving data on an off-site storage system maintained by a third party. Instead of storing information to your computer's hard drive or another local storage device, you save it to a remote database. The internet provides the connection between your computer and the database. On the surface, cloud storage has several advantages over traditional data storage. For example, if you store your data on a cloud storage system, you'll be able to get to that data from any location that has internet access. You won't need to carry around a physical storage device or use the same computer to save and retrieve your information. With the right storage system, you could even allow other people to access that data. So cloud storage is convenient and it offers more flexibility. What do you do if your club gets audited? And sometimes that could happen. Just don't panic. If you keep everything together in a folder on the cloud, you'll have everything that is necessary for the auditor. You can easily scan in items such as bank statements, canceled checks, bank signatures, etc. Once again, I strongly suggest you take the grants online seminar so you understand the rules and regulations set up by Rotary International. Let's talk about something that no one likes to talk about, and that's called risk management. As the treasurer of your club, always consider Plan B. Think about what should be done if you need to cancel an event or modify an event. Think ahead. Maybe you could share the risk with another organization. And although conducting business in your area with a handshake or a spoken agreement may be common, Rotary strongly recommends using written contracts. Always involve a legal professional whenever working with contracts, and always read and understand a contract before signing it. Keep legal documents after an event in case of a liability claim. Also, clubs are urged to obtain professional legal and insurance advice about liability protection. See Chapter 1 of the Manual of Procedure for more information. Do not assume your insurance will cover all issues. In the state of Arizona, the laws have recently changed for alcohol at an event or a fundraiser. Please review them and ask for assistance if you're unclear. Protect your club and yourself from any possible risks. Discuss with your outgoing treasurer to learn which controls and processes are already in place and which may need to be established during your term. Always err on the side of caution. Now let's switch gears and look at signing in to Rotary.org, my Rotary. This is Rotary International's website. There is really a lot of information on this website, and sometimes it's difficult to find it. The best way to find some of the information sometimes is to Google search it. Sign in with your email address and password, and if you've never done this before, you can register for an account. Now let's say you were up there at one time, but you can't remember your password. That's okay, you can reset it very easily. Now this login can be very different than any other logins. You may have a different login for your website, for your email. That's okay, just make sure you keep it straight. And if your email address changes, you need to correct it on RI's website. And again, if you're not sure how to do this, well, just give Rotary International a call. Their tech support staff will help you through the process. Now you're logged into Rotary.org, select Manage. Another set of menus will appear. Then select Club Administration. Once here, you can view your goals and see how close your club is to achieving these goals. Goals are really important. You can generate club officer reports, update club data, review contributions and recognition reports, including contributions to Share and Polio Plus, and even search the official directory if you need someone at Rotary International. What if your goals aren't listed? Contact your club president and remind them that the club goals are really important. Or ask your president to reach out to your assistant governor to show you how to add these goals. Maybe along with your board, better yet, ask your club members what the goals are. You should get assistance in outlining your club goals by even going to your board or your club members. Earlier on, we talked about choosing a vendor. This is exactly where you do it. Select club management systems and website providers. You're going to have to be into My Rotary, so you need to log in. Under the Update Club Data, designate a club management vendor. For our district, that is Club Runner. This will allow the information to synchronize with the district and Rotary International. We've almost finished now, but one important area that you need to look at, Rotary.org under the Rotary Foundation. You'll be able to find forms and foundation reports. I suggest you could set up a training session with your club members. Bring in your laptops. Show them how to log into Rotary.org and contribute online. It really is a simple process, and it's the best way to do it. Every time you donate online, you'll receive an acknowledgement via an email from Rotary International telling you that they received your information and your credit card. It's the most efficient way to donate. Look at the list above, all that can be done online. Let's spend some time on this list. Well, we've come to a close. Thank you for hanging in there. If you completed this course, consider entering your name into the district drawing. The rules are specified in the email you receive with this particular link. This class is called TT 101. Thank you for attending this distance learning training. We have reviewed a lot of material. I hope you have jotted down some notes. If you have any questions, my email address is dvg@rotaryd5500.org. Congratulations for accepting the position of Club Treasurer. It's really going to be rewarding, and it's going to strengthen your leadership skills. If you want to review more, there is a Treasurer's Manual. It resides on Rotary International's website, and it's downloadable. Just Google search Lead Your Club Treasurer or search for 220-EN Rotary. Thank you.